Thanks for joining us today, and welcome to our demonstration of Emphasys, which is Amchek's flagship human capital management system. The system is a real-time, end-to-end, hire-to-retire human capital management application. It is SaaS technology, so it's in the cloud, and there's no need for hardware requirements or software updates. It has great interface capabilities, which means it plays well and integrates with other applications. And it is a roles-based system. So today we're looking at the employee self-service experience, and we're looking at Brenda Watson. And she is not only an employee, but she's also a manager. So we can see some additional functionality for her. And the system is completely customizable. So anywhere you see an Amchek logo or an Emphasys logo, we can put the customer's logo. You can change the color scheme. And this demo is completely loaded, fully loaded. So if there's things that you don't need, we can turn them on and off depending on the customer's complexity and the needs of the client. So as far as the navigation goes, in the middle here is really all about employee engagement, the concept of getting employees involved and communicating with them. You can lay videos from the HR department or the president or CEO about what's going on with the company. You can post information about upcoming events like an open enrollment or a company picnic. You can launch surveys to ask everybody where they like to have a holiday party this year. So very easy to use, very similar to a Facebook or a blog. So easy for employees to navigate and understand. On the right-hand side here is a calendar. So Brenda can look at her upcoming schedule as well as company events, holidays. She can look at her supervisor's calendar as well as the people who report to her. And there's also a tickler file here of things that she may need to attend to, like somebody requested an enrollment in a class, a training class, or she needs to approve a PTO request, or she needs to approve an open enrollment. So very nice that it's all at her fingertips right here on the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side here is where we navigate the tabs and the sub-tabs. So these are also completely customizable. You can have as many or as few of these tabs and sub-tabs as you like, and you can call them whatever you like. So the first sub-tab we'll go into under Workplace is an org chart. So it's a great way to visually see the organization and who reports to who. And it is real time, so if we fill the position, that person's position and photo would show up right here in the org chart, as well as a way to look at all of the locations or divisions within an organization and who the contact people are for those and who the contact information. Wherever you see a link, you can store a video, you can store a web URL, you can store a document. So very high functionality within the employee self-service, as well as a phone book. Again, this is real time, so if somebody's added within the organization, they'll appear here immediately. You could search by name and get a visual of that person and how they fit into the organization and how you'd be able to contact them. The phone book, so this is just, the message center. So this is just an extension of the calendar that we saw on the home page. We saw a few of Brenda's tasks that were showing up. I think there's a maximum of 6 that show up there. But to see all of Brenda's emails, you'd open up this tab right here, and you can see it very much looks like Outlook. The application is meant to increase usability by deploying things that people are already familiar with. So this is very easy to use, and it's a one-stop shop. A lot of times HR has information in Outlook, and in Excel files and Word documents and in paper files. This is meant to bring everything all together as a dashboard, as a one-stop shop, and an ease of use for the HR professional to have access to all the information they need at their fingertips. You can have a repository for policies and procedures documents. This can be security driven, where only certain people in certain states see certain documents, or certain levels like management level has access to certain documents. So very customizable. Benefits are a click away. So Brenda can take a look at her benefit plans, what she's enrolled in, effective dates, her costs, as well as links to plan designs or the plan websites. Brenda can also take a look at all the plans that are available within the organization, not just the ones that she's enrolled in. And she can also enroll online. So this is a great wizard here to address an open enrollment period or a qualifying event or somebody who's new hired into the organization that needs to enroll in benefits. So they would go through this wizard, and this landing page here can be completely customized, so it can have information and contact numbers for your broker, or it could have a video from your CEO and president telling the employees all the great benefits that they're going to be enrolling in this year. So as we move through the wizard, the very first thing that Brenda's asked to do is this a qualifying event or an open enrollment event. And it's open enrollment, so it gives Brenda the opportunity to confirm or change her address and contact information, which is very important. And it also gives her the opportunity to add or modify her spousal information, dependent, beneficiary information. And what's great is if you go into Brenda's spouse, Joe, you can see here's Joe's information, but with one click of a box, you can also extend Joe's information to also populate the beneficiary screen and the emergency contact screen, which increases the usability and the ease of use for the employee. I'm going to go ahead and approve this and confirm that all of my dependent, spousal, and beneficiary information is correct. Moving to the next step, which is actually enrolling in the plan. So as you see here, we've got all the different plans and the cost, not only by pay period, but by month. So I'll go ahead and enroll in coverage. And I'm going to pick family coverage and extend that to Brenda's spouse and her dependent. And once that is done, you see the green checkbox as well as the per pay period cost, and the monthly cost has changed. It shows Brenda what that is. Brenda moves to the next step, and there's another verification process showing her what plan she's currently on and the new plan that she's choosing and the costs of those new plans with the detail. And then Brenda can move to the confirmation page where there's one last opportunity to look at all of her coverages as well as electronically sign off. And once she does that, this information will automatically feed right to the carrier through the carrier connection. Payroll information. Brenda can view her current salary, wages, as well as the other benefits that the company is providing. So more or less a benefit statement of what her adjusted compensation is of her wages plus her benefits. Brenda can view check stub history and detail. We can also load your prior check stub history and W-2 history so that when you do convert, your employees only need to go to one place if they have a mortgage verification to look up check stubs and W-2s spanning multiple years. Employees can view and print W-2 information from the current year and previous years, as well as change their W-4 elections. The application has a very robust performance management module. So Brenda can take a look at her performance reviews. The application does support 360 performance reviews, so she can see reviews from her supervisor as well as her reports. And these performance reviews and plans can be completely customized with the attributes and the criteria that's important to the organization to meet the organization's performance goals. The attributes can be weighted, and review and approval can happen right online here through the employee self-service portal. Multiple types of performance plans and scorecards are supported, all customizable. And all this information can be rolled up into an executive summary report for management on how each division, each department, each position is meeting, exceeding, or not exceeding their performance goals. Employees can track their own information, make changes to their address, their direct deposit accounts, as well as their emergency contact, education, employment history, skills. Employees can also view the company assets that have been provided them, and this is important too when somebody is terminated. We want to make sure to be able to track this and be able to recover these company assets. The application has a very robust training module where you can create training classes, schedule them, and push them out to the employee population via the self-service, where employees can view and schedule these right online. Brenda can see the classes that she's enrolled in, the status, the dates, as well as the classes that she's completed, along with the dates, the status, the grade, and printable versions of any certificates. The application also has a very robust questionnaire module where you can create simple questionnaires. Here's an example of one through the applicant process. So when somebody applies through the recruitment module, they will be asked to complete this questionnaire. Could have some knockout questions in there. So a lot of customization on multiple choice or open-ended questions. And then you can get fairly sophisticated. Here's a forklift safety training video. So this questionnaire talks about taking a forklift safety training quiz. So first you watch the video, and then once the employee is done watching the video, they actually take the questionnaire, and this can be with photos, videos, pictures, multiple choices, so you can get very robust in the type of questionnaires that you're deploying to your employee population, whether it's a new hire, an applicant process, or a training process, or a performance management process. Hiring from within is a very big deal nowadays, and once you release a requisition, you can allow your current employee base to have first opportunity to apply for the job. So Brenda can see the jobs that are available within the company and go online and take a look at the job details and actually apply right here online. She can keep her personal information and her resume up to date. So what's nice is Brenda can apply for multiple jobs within the company, and she only has to keep one profile available here, and so she doesn't have to create a profile for every job she applies for. And even if a job is not open, Brenda can still apply for it, so when it does open, HR knows that there are people who have the skill set who are interested in this position, and they can reach out to them once the job is released. The application has great timesheet capabilities, so if you want your employees to punch in and out online right within the application, it's very easy to use. Green for in punch, red for out punch, changing departments. So if you want to promote labor allocation, the system supports that fully. If you want employees to request time off right through the system, they can do that. They can see their sick, vacation, PTO balances of allowed and taken and request that time off right here within the application, as well as viewing a calendar so that they don't request time off on, let's say, the company picnic or there's a big meeting. The employee can see the calendar of events, as well as submit expenses right here through the application, where the employee can attach their expenses, and that can be routed to HR or finance or whoever approves those. So as you can see, the employee self-service portal is very robust, and you can get an idea of the power of the integration of all the different modules and the one database capabilities. And the whole concept is to empower employees and engage them so it decreases the mundane administrative tasks that HR has to perform so they have more time to promote and concentrate on strategic initiatives. Thanks for joining us.